guys, thank you so much for joining my channel again. In this video I'm going to be teaching you how to use the one and only, the best, the one in a million, the ultimate, the top Procreate app that I absolutely love. I use it for everything, whether it be children's books, greeting cards, bookmarks, magnets, key rings, commissions, social media. Procreate is my go-to app. This video is going to be more for beginners, so if you're a semi-pro or a pro, still watch. There may be a few tips that you didn't know, but either way, this video is going to be the basics of Procreate. Does that make sense? Leviosa! Let's get started with our Apple pencils at the ready. Before we started, I just wanted to let you know what I used. I'm using a 12.9 inch 2018 iPad. Now it is pretty old, but you know what? It does the trick. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my motto. I also am using an Apple first generational pencil, which is perfect to go along with Procreate. So let's get started. So before we actually jump straight into it, I actually just wanted to show you what the actual app logo looks like for Procreate. I only say this because the first time I downloaded it, I downloaded something so random, Progenetics maybe it was called, I don't know, but either way I downloaded it and everything was in Japanese. Now I don't speak Japanese, so I would beware of that. To be fair, I think I did actually type it in wrong, so that was my mistake. So just to let you know, look for this app and you can't go wrong. Every time you open the Procreate app, it's going to take you to their homepage. Now the homepage is basically just all your artwork that you've saved and stored in the Procreate app. Now you can put these in miniature folders like I've done. I just like to keep it a little bit organised. Now it looks organised, but to tell you the truth, it's actually really not. I need to actually go through it and sort some layers out and stuff. But to make a little folder, you just press and hold an image, drag it over, wait until it's highlighted and opened, and then you can just pop it in there. Once you go out, you'll see that it's actually been added. Well, you should see that it's been added to the folder there. If you want to rename your folders, you just literally click on the text and then you can just rename them. Boom, done. So let's get started with some canvases. Canvases are basically just the canvas that you're going to do your artwork on. Now these range in sizes as to what you require. So to make a new canvas, we're just going to press this plus sign here, and then we're going to press the second plus sign there, and then we're going to be brought to this page. So this page is basically just all the dimensions and the measurements. So it will show you the width and the height that you can adjust. You can also adjust the DPI, and then it will give you the total maximum layers of the canvas size that you're obviously creating. We measure in millimeters, centimeters, inches and pixels. Now I use millimeters for all my children's books. It's just easier. That's just how I've always used them. It's easier for me. I use pixels for social media content because Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, their dimensions all change. So I use pixel for social media. There's also a few buttons down here like color profile, time lapse, and canvas properties. Now I know nothing about these, and so far they've all been really good to me. So again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just leave these to do what they need to do. Now, if we want to create a new canvas, we just simply enter the dimensions in here. So I'm going to do the width first, and then I'm going to do the height. To change the title, we just click it, and then let's just name it title, and then put the name in there, and then boom, we just create. Boom. As an aside, I just want to go back and I just want to show you that when you actually save a canvas, they'll all be saved along here. Now I save most of them, it's so much easier. So I save some for obviously YouTube, I've got Facebook banners, Instagram square, portrait landscape, 5x7 art print, A4 art prints. Either way, the one that you've just saved will always go to the bottom. You know what, I used to be a really whizzy whiz on the camera and all the techie stuff, and now I'm just absolutely rubbish, so I do apologise if it keeps going in and out of focus. This camera is just not my friend today. Oh, right, that's out the way. Let's get started on brushes. So this button here that looks like a brush is the brush button, and then it will bring you here. Now I'm just going to scroll up a bit because I don't want to show you the section just too prematurely. These are all the brushes that Procreate will provide. Now I know that obviously you can buy brushes, and there are really good brushes out there that you can buy. The Procreate ones are basically just basic ones, but I love them, and I've bought a few brushes, but for some reason I always seem to go back to certain brushes in Procreate because they're just my go-to. So here down the side you will see sketching, inking, drawing, there's painting, abstract, there's so many, there's spray paint, and then it will give you another section when you actually go into the section. So there's quite a lot to play around with. However, because there are so many, I find it easy to create your own library, so your own brush library. I've created a favourites tab with all my favourites in. So there's a HB pencil, there's a fine tip soft brush. I mean, I love dry ink, I love chalk, and then I also love the light pen because it gives that whimsical kind of illuminous kind of effect. So in order to create your own favourites box, we're just gonna, let me use my finger, it's easier. Just gonna press this button here, boom, and then we're gonna name the library new. Let's name it new. Look, there's already a new one there anyway. So we'll go into, say, airbrushing. We're gonna duplicate this brush because we love it so much. So to duplicate, we're just gonna swipe left, duplicate, and hold. Let's drag this down to new, boop, and then just pop it in there. So then whenever you want to find your one of your favourite brushes, the soft brush, just literally click your library there, new. Oh, obviously if you click you can rename it, delete, share and duplicate as well. Sorry, I should have told you that. It just makes it so much easier rather than having to trail through. I mean, I couldn't find that brush again. I don't know where it is. Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, it's in new. Hello. Boom, makes it so much easier. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you was this. When you actually click a brush, you're going to be brought here to this page. This page will allow you to adjust the brush and kind of make it your own. Now, my go-to, I don't really adjust too much because the brushes are fine for me, but my go-to is stabilization, and then boom, streamline. So streamline, let me just bring it all the way down, will make it more free-handy. But with the added streamline, it will make it so much smoother. Now this is my go-to for lettering, especially lettering when I want a really nice, perfect edge. I always up the streamline. And there we have it, there is brushes. As time goes on and you watch more and more videos, you will understand that I can be a little bit forgetful, a little bit ditzy, a little bit off topic. So just going back with regards to the paintbrush, I completely forgot to show you how to change the size, which is pretty important. So if you look to your left, you will see a button just here that will automatically change the size as to whatever you want. Just up for bigger, down for lower. So let's go to about, I don't know, 20%, okay. Boom. If we want it smaller, we can go down, boom. Now again, as well as the size, you can also change the opacity. So right now it's on max opacity. I love a max. And then we can push it down for it to go a bit lower. You see? Down a bit more, and we can go even lower. So these buttons, don't underestimate them. They're actually very, very handy, and you will definitely need them. Colours. Colours are in this tiny little tab here to the right. It looks like a circle. Look, you can't really see it now because it's black. But if you just click that, it will bring up your colours. Now, Procreate's really good because I have never seen this little ball before in my life until I use Procreate. I usually use the older fashioned ones, which I'll go through in a minute. But this ball is amazing. So you can use the bigger ball to change the actual colour, and then you can use a smaller ball to change the hue and the saturation. So let's go for a nice orange, like a burnt orange. Boom, lovely. So if you're not a fan of this little ball, which I know a lot of people really aren't, you can go to the classic tab down here, and this will give you the ones that you used to have. Do you remember in school when you used to have those ones in IT? You always used to get the old-fashioned kind of classic look. Again, the top one will change the colour. The second one will change the saturation. And I'm lying, the second one, sorry, will change, is it the hue or saturation? One of them. And then the second one will make it darker and lighter, just like so. Is it hue or saturation? How do I not know this? Please someone comment and tell me if this one's hue or if it's saturation to change the... No, I think it's the hue. Yeah, it's the hue, and then this is saturation, yeah? Correct me if I'm wrong. Either way. There's also the harmony button. Now I have no idea about this one. I've never ever used this one again, but you might be used to this, so it might be something that you like. I can't really talk to you too much about that one because I'm not too sure about it. The value again will just give you the hue and saturation in a more traditional kind of way. So again, you can play with these bars here and these little buttons and just change it to the colour that you want it to be changed to. See, the colour changes at the top. Boom, just like so. But again, my go-to is the disc. I just find it much more easier for me to use. But again, each to their own, whatever you prefer, the options are there. Palettes, boom. So we'll just click the palettes. Now, as you can see, I have quite a few. Again, I'm so messy, but when I'm working on more than one project, it really helps to keep them in order, their colour palettes, because obviously everyone's colour palettes are different. So you can literally add a new palette by just clicking the button here, add, boom, create a new palette. You can also get a palette from your camera by taking a picture. So if you took a picture of, like, I don't know, a park, it would give you all the colours that you can see in that picture. You can also, if you already have a photo, you can just, I don't want to press it because I might have some funky photos on there I don't want you to see, but if you click it, it'll just bring you to your photo library. You click the picture you want and then it will make a palette from there. You can also click new from a file. Again, if you've saved a colour palette somewhere else, you can also get it back from a file. But to create a new one, we're just gonna, boom, create, and then it will give you this box here. Do you know what? Give me 5 seconds. I'm gonna check my photos and then get back. I'm back. I found a nice photo that we can have. I just want to show you what it does. So literally we'll just plus it there and we're gonna get a new photo from the iPad. Now it's gonna give us all these, boom, quick, that one, and then it will just give us all the colours from that photo it's just seen. Like, how cool is that? I mean, whoa. Is it just me or are you amazed too? Now, to delete a palette, we're just gonna click the 3 buttons and we can just delete it there. Easy as pie. Again, have a play around with this. It's quite fun when you can sort your palettes out and stuff. I mean, I'm a bit of a loser, but I mean, I like it. You can also change how you view your palettes from compact to cards. Now, a lovely idea of cards, however, I like to see all of the colours, so I always go to compact. That's my go-to. To set as a default colour palette, again, 3 little dots here. No, that's already default, so that's stupid. 3 little dots here, and then we can just set as default, like the top one just there. Boom, and then a little blue tick, verification tick will come to the side. Now I want to show you text. Now, in order to get text, we're going to have to click this little spanner button here, and then click add, and add text. And then it'll pop up there, and it will pop up in the colour that you've already got. Now I'm on a peachy kind of orangey, so it's popped on that. And then we're just going to input our text here. Hola, hello. And then if you highlight all the text, you will get this bar here, which is kind of like a quick bar. If you want to go in more depth, which I usually do, click the actual text style, the font, and this down here will give you all the fonts that you can use. Now, a lot of them I have actually either made or paid for because I just love text, especially when it comes to children's books as well. You have to be funky with the text, so I usually create my own or buy the text. So this left hand side will be the font. Again, some of the fonts will give you a style option, so regular italic, light, semi-bold, etc, etc. And then on this tab here, it will show you the design, so you can change the size of the text. Oh no, that's not this Kinnering. It will show you the size of the text. You can make it really big or really small. It will show you that it's kerning. Again, I don't really use this, but it's just another thing to play around with when it comes to text. So I'm just going to put that back to 0 because I don't know you. There's tracking again, which kind of looks like the same thing. Leading, but then obviously play around with these when you've got, say, a full paragraph or a sentence, because then it sometimes can change how high the sentences sit together, or if you want the space in between the sentences a tiny bit smaller, again you can just adjust all that through here. You can also, it's called attributes, you can also jump to the attributes and you can make it go to the left, so a left indent, a centered, a right, or like a newspaper where it's just all on one column. And then you can, I don't really know too much about those, so let's not talk about those. Pretend they're not there. If you want to go back, you can also click the keyboard if you've made a mistake and then just retype what you need to type, and boom, just like that. That is text. Again, if you want to play around with the text, I'll probably go into more depth. Oh, sorry, I'm going a bit blurry again. Great. If you want to play around with the text, you can simply hold like so. Click this selection button, just that little arrow there, and it will bring up this tab here. So there's freeform. Oh, there's also a flip. Right, we're going too far now. Let's start one thing at a time. Right, so it'll give you freeform, uniform, distort and warp. Again, I will go into so much more details in a later video because I do not want to bombard you with so much information. For the basics, when it comes to text, you can flip it upside down, flip it up and down. I think that's Jim Carrey, A Series of Unfortunate. Right, I'm going off topic. Right, you can flip vertical, you can rotate again all the way around. You can do so much. You can fit to canvas. You can do a lot when it comes to text. But I just wanted to show you the basics. Now that is the basics. Again, I'm so sorry for this blur. It's so annoying. Layers. Bear with, and I'm just going to literally show you how we can use layers for our benefit. So this is on a first layer. Now I'm going to add a layer here in the layer section. So the little squares are the layer section. To add a new layer, we just click the plus sign. And then I'm going to pick a different colour. Let's drag it out so it's a bit more easier. I'm just going to pick a different colour to do some petals. Again, don't quote me on this drawing because it's just draft. It's just a doodle and a really big petal there. Okay, so that's on a separate layer. Now, if I really want to get rid of these little lines that are touching my purple, I don't know if you can see that, they're touching my purple and I don't really like that, so I'm going to tap and hold my purple layer, bring it above, and then we can hide them. That one's sticking out a little bit, so I'm going to click my green layer and click the rubber, and then just rub that little section out because it's annoying. Just like that. Now, I mean, it's cute, but I don't really like the purple in the middle. I mean, how often do you see flowers with purple in the middle? I know we're creating art and art doesn't really have any rules, but let's go for the standard yellow. So if you want to change the colour but you don't want to redraw it, then we're going to go back to the layers. We're going to hit a new layer. Right, that layer doesn't... Right, let's change the colour of the petals. So we're going to click that layer, and then we're going to hit clipping mask. So a clipping mask will allow you to colour without going out the lines. Let me show you. So I'm going to change this to, I was going to change the purple, but I did it a bit wrong, so I'm going to change it to a pinky. I'm going to make my brush a bit bigger, and then boom, change the colours to pink, just like so. And then I'm going to click this layer and merge it down. So that is the colour of my petals. Again, I still want to change this purple because there's no purple in the middle of flowers. So we're going to hit that layer again, and we're going to tap it. We're going to click clipping mask. My pen is not working today, it needs charging. And then we're going to find a really nice yellow. Boom, that'll do. Very nice. And we're just going to colour this yellow, just like so. Boom. Now, I could colour by using a brush, but that might make it a little bit messy, and again, that's another video. So let's just get rid of that, and instead of that, I'm going to literally hold and drag this little icon here, and then just drop it in there. Just like that, you've coloured it. Now, I need to find this colour again, this pink. I can't find it. So I'm going to tap and hold on the colour. It will bring up a little ball like so, and it will show you the colour that you've painted with previously. So highlight it over there. I'm going to click that, and I also want to go back onto this layer to change and colour all the petals, just like so. Now if I want to change that flower again, we can again add a new layer, clipping mask, and we can change it to a nice, no we can't, yes we can. Let's click the colour first. We can change it to a nice green. Look at that, bada bing, bada boom. And that's layers and clipping masks. I'm just going to save that, boom. You can also toggle the visibility of layers by clicking these little icons right here. See these little ticks? So the tick will mean it's visible, and the untick makes it non-visible. And that's layers, baby. Oh yeah. If you're like me and like to work with lines, and love to work with lines as a guide, we can insert a drawing guide again, which I find so handy and I use quite a lot. So we'll just click this little spanner again, and then we will click canvas, and then this will give you the option to either crop and resize. You can have a drawing guide, references, flip horizontal, and give you the canvas information, so all the DPI information if you've forgotten that. For now, I just want to show you the drawing guide. So if you just click the drawing guides, hello, clicked, and then you will get these little lines. If those little lines are too small for you, you can adjust. You can adjust the colour of the guides. You can adjust the size of the guides by going here to grid size. You can make the grids bigger, you can make them smaller, you can make the thickness thick, you can make the thickness thinner. Again, you can change the opacity to dark or lighter, whatever you prefer. But I just wanted to show you that because I know a lot of people do love guides. Again, sorry, what else can I say about this blur? Oh, so annoying. So that is our guides. Now I've got my funky picture, I want to share it, I want to show the world, I want to show Twitter, Instagram and Facebook and my mom. So how do we share it? Again, it's all about the little spanner, baby. So we're just going to hit the little spanner, click share, and then this will give you the option for sharing as a Procreate image, as a PSG, as a PDF, as a JPEG, PNG or a TIFF. Now my mum hasn't got a lot of memory on her phone, so I'm going to have to go for a JPEG. So I'm going to click JPEG just like so, and I'm going to save just like that, and then boom, it will be in your picture saved. I just wanted to show you a few bonus tips if you feel like you're well away. If you, like me, like to colour while the colour palette, is on the screen, just to make it a little bit more easier. Saves you dragging and dropping and opening and storing and wiggling and blah blah blah. Literally just open the colour tab and drag. This will keep this on the screen, and then you can just move it around a little bit as well. So if you, for instance, feel like colouring something but you don't want to keep going back, you just want to, this is the rubbishest drawing, like do not quote me on this drawing because I'm literally just doing it quick. I think it's a flower. Boom, just like that. But either way, it's just wanted to show you this button because it just makes life so much easier rather than you going here, then going there, then going here, there, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that's bonus tip number 1. Another bonus tip, there are so many shortcuts on Procreate, but I don't want to bombard you with all of them. I wanted to show you another handy one that you probably will use over and over. I use it all the time and accidentally used it when I was drawing traditionally by pencil and then felt like an absolute idiot. So I'm just going to draw a simple circle here. Boop. And then add a few more petals. Now this petal is dodge. We don't want that one. So we're going to grab 2 fingers and tap. Gone. Just like that. 3 fingers. Bloop, bloop, bloop. If we want to bring it back. So 2 fingers. Gone. 3 fingers. Back. Just like that. Tip number 2. Right, tip number 3. I really wanted to show you this because again, this is another one of my go-tos for drawing things like straight lines and circles. Now, if you want a perfect straight line, I would definitely get my guides in place. So you remember we showed you the guides. Where are you guys? I'd add my drawing guides and then from one edge I would hold, drag and then just leave it. Don't lift the pen, just leave it, and that will make your line straight. Like that is a straight line. So if you, without that, I'd just be like that. Where am I going? No, you need the first one, don't you? So literally I'm just going to show you again. We're just going to tap, drag, don't move, let it go by itself straight, just like that. Now we can do the same for circles. I know, right? Circles, like the ultimate thing that no one can do perfectly. And the same goes for circles. I know, no one can draw a circle perfectly. Like if they can, then they're just amazing. But for all the normal people, we can't. So we're just gonna draw the wobbliest circle we can. Don't move the pen, let it connect, and boom. Right, that doesn't look like a circle to me, so I'm gonna hit edit, just there, and instead of it being an ellipse, I want it to be a circle. And just like that, you've got a perfect circle. Yeah, I did do that freehand. Yeah, I did. Not. So again, just to show you, we're gonna circle it, hold it, do not move the pen, let it click, edit shape, and circle. Again, another perfect circle. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video quite useful. If you have any questions at all that I haven't covered, please feel free to comment in the comment section below, and also please subscribe. I need subscribers. Love you. Don't forget to subscribe. I've wanted to say that for so long. Please subscribe, subscribe, subscribe.